Hello, everyone. Greg Dixon here with Ivan Terrero, the Note Doctor, and today we're going to talk about returns on mortgage notes. So, Ivan, do you want to give just a brief definition or explanation of what you mean by a note?
A note, in its most basic term, is an IOU. It's a promise to pay a debt. In our case, we are investing in notes backed by a hard asset, which is a house. So if you've ever had a mortgage, you've owned a note, or if you've ever had a car payment or a credit card balance and making payments on that, you are a note investor, but on the wrong side. So what we look for notes is that notes that give a high rate of return backed by a solid asset, which is a house.
Okay. So I understand there are a couple of different classes of notes, and one is non-performing and another is a performing. What's the difference between a performing note and a non-performing note?
So a performing note is a note that is being paid on time. Think of it as your credit history. You pay your car loan on time every 30 days or when it's due. And it's the same thing with a mortgage note. Every time you get that statement in the mail from the bank, you make a payment. So a performing note is one that has been paid on time, usually for the last year. A non-performing note is a note that has not been paid on time, and the note becomes non-performing after 90 days in most jurisdictions. That is, if you miss 3 payments, the note becomes non-performing. And that also holds the same for credit cards and for car loans.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really a loan on, it could be almost anything, but we're talking
Right.
about something secured by property, a house or a property.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in terms of the performing note, what kind of returns can you get on that?
On performing notes, we're looking to target 8% annually. And because some of the notes are written where some of the borrowers don't have a steady source of income or can't get conventional lending, we can up that return to 9, 10, sometimes 12%, depending on the situation.
Okay. So with a non-performing note, what are the challenges with that, and what kind of returns can you get with a non-performing?
So non-performing notes are usually sold at a discount. When the bank cannot collect on that debt, they usually sell those notes off at a very high discount. And so what we do is we try to rehabilitate the borrower. We try to make a modification. First, for the loan, we also try to see what's the situation going on with that borrower, whether they had an accident, they were laid off, or some act of God happened that they couldn't make those payments. And our goal is to make sure that the homeowner stays in his home. And what we have done in the past is we modified the loan, accepting partial payments until they become current.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
So it sounds like the non-performing could be a little bit more work, but it could end up being better returns in the long run.
So non-performing notes, yes, they require much more work, but at the end, because there is much more effort put into that product, they can be much more profitable. I have seen returns up to 40 to 50% on a non-performing note.
That's pretty good.
It may take a little time, but it is possible.
And it's also, if one of your intentions is to help people keep in their home, so that, so as you say, you have a conversation and you work out a payment plan or an extension or work out something, which they may not got that grace from a bank. So
Yes.
yeah.
So we try to be we try to act in a more compassionate way. We try to get into what's the background of the borrower, see if there's something that we can help them out with.
So do you have an invitation for people today? Are you offering some notes, or you want to, or are you buying notes?
So
What do
we do
you?
both. We offer notes. Currently, we have notes for sale that are earning 10%. There are some notes that we can achieve 12% return. We're also buying notes. We're also active buyers of notes. So if someone has a note that they need to get rid of, or they're looking to raise money, we can definitely work with them.
Oh, that sounds great. So is there anything else you want to add today?
No, if anyone wants to get in touch with me, they can go to my website, fill out a form, and we will get back to them as soon as possible.
Okay. So that's good. If people want to invest in a note, or they have a note for sale, we contact Ivan Terrero, the
Yes.
note doctor, and yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Good.